Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Let's take a walk and go see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Thanks a bunch for stopping by, I do appreciate it. Guys, today's beer may look familiar. This is Seven Bells and All's Well from Vitamin C Brewing. And when I did the beer mail video, I said it looked familiar, and it did. I did this in December. Not quite 6 months ago, but it was a 2022 edition of the beer. And I normally don't do them unless it's a different edition or it's been, longer than 6 months between batches. So this was one that Greg sent to me that was contributed to the beer mail package by his good friend Richie. And Richie, thanks a bunch, but I did review this in December. So this one has a date on it, March the 9th of 2023. So we did a 2022 edition, so evidently if that's their rotating schedule, they're only 4 to 6 months in between batches. So and I enjoyed it, guys. I thought it was a tasty beer. It actually got barely into the A section for a 5% stout. It was tasty, but I usually don't spend my money on a 5% stout. If I'm looking to buy a stout, it's going to be at least a 7%, which most 99.9999% of the beers that I purchase is usually 7% and above, between 7 and 10 in that area. Once they get above 10, they like to get a little too boozy, super heavy calories. I mean, some of them are tasty, but a lot of them are just a little too overpowering for this old boy. So I'm not there to get shit-faced. I want it for the taste, not the effect. If I just to get shit-faced, I would drink something other than beer. Trust me. Anyway, so we shall see if the 2023 edition is just as tasty as the 2022 was, in my humble, honest opinion. Alright, these guys are out of Massachusetts, guys. I want to let you know that. And over to Untapped Session Coffee Stout with cocoa nibs, vanilla bean, and rotating coffee. So I don't know if there's anything different in the 2023 edition than the one I did from you with rotating coffee. I don't know if you use the same coffee, different ingredients as far as malts or anything. I do not know. So 3/9/23, March 9th, 5% session stout, if you will, if you're into that. And you can see it's pretty dark for a 5%. So, see, you can see it's not motor oil, but it's pretty dark. It is pretty dark, guys. For a 5%, a lot of those 5% stouts look more like porters than stouts. About a finger and a half of head on that, guys. No sun up. It's pretty dark out, and this light is out. So, looks pretty dark from here, guys. Of course, this corner's pretty dark right now. Looks good. What do you think? 7 bells and all's well. To the nose we go. The coffee is definitely prominent right there. Coffee, and that's a win-win right there for me. If I order this, it's a 5% stout, and I pick this up, and the coffee is this prominent, I'm sold. I'm sold. It's unless I had to pay $10 for a 5% beer. Just the aroma on that, it's a winner. It's a winner right there. Wow, the coffee is just off the chain, guys. Roasted malt, coffee. They're saying cocoa nibs. There's a slight hint of that chocolate in there. I'm not getting a big vanilla bean, but probably get that in the taste. So the coffee and cocoa nib, prominent. Vanilla bean, let's find out. Cheers. And this one comes from Richie. So Richie, thanks a bunch. They're not giving us the IBUs, but it's got a bite to it. More than your typical stout. Sweet, it's not a sweet stout. It don't have lactose in it, so. But it does have just, I imagine black coffee as opposed to coffee with cream and sugar in it. That kind of bite. Little bit coffee bite. Straight up coffee has a little more bite than something with cream and sugar in it. Or whipped cream, or any kind of Starbucks espresso with all those super luxurious, expensive ingredients you cats get for between $5 and $10 a cup. Y'all have at it. That is very, very tasty, guys. I'm just as impressed as I was the last time. I think it's a well-made beer for 5% coffee stout session stout. That's about as good as it gets right there. It is. It's super tasty. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Got a little left here. Not a lot of lacing left on the glass. Low ABV stout. Session stout, if you will, 5%. But it's a super tasty coffee stout. I mean, I'm not getting a whole lot of the vanilla bean in this. It's very subtle. I'm getting more of the coffee than I am anything. Roasted malt and coffee. Just a very little bit of chocolate. And I guess the cocoa nibs are there. I'm not getting a lot of vanilla. But it's probably there. I mean, it's just not prominent to my palate. But I'm sure there are people that has a more finer palate than mine. It's just not prominent. Subtle, if you will. Final chug. It's got an awesome aroma for a 5% beer, guys. It really, really does. Most impressive. This will be a really, really good breakfast beer at 5% coffee. It'd be a really good weekend breakfast beer at 5% coffee. Especially if you're a coffee fan, I think this would go very well with a weekend breakfast. So, if you've had 7 Bells and All's Well, let me know what you think. To me, guys, it's into the A category. Again, 90 from me. Over to Beer Advocate, they say 89. We're 1 digit away. And over to Untapped, they have it at 4.02, which is in their A-. So me and Untapped are in agreement, and Beer Advocate's lagging a little behind, imagine that. So if you've had the 2023 edition of 7 Bells and All's Well from Vitamin C Brewing, let me know what you think, guys. Huh? For a coffee stout at 5%, very, very, very impressive. I've had coffee stouts at 8, 9% that didn't have this much coffee in it, so super impressive for that. So pick it up if you can. If you have, let me know what you think. Till we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.